Today we answer the question of can a chant win a hockey game? And that answer is no. No, it cannot. Avs win over the Nashville Predators 3-2. On any given night, if you put the Avs against the Preds, the safe money is to put it on the Preds. But the Preds were short a couple of key pieces in this one, and the Avs were able to pull it out. The first period, the Preds seemed to be the team firing on all cylinders. Both teams were getting chances back and forth, but the Predators seemed significantly more dangerous. As is usually the case for the Avs, when they play against a better team, they get forechecked heavily and get pressured in the neutral zone as well, and their breakouts struggle against that. Combine that with the fact that the Predators seem to consistently get a lot of lucky bounces against the Avs, and well, you've got a recipe for a cheesy goal about halfway into the first. The Predators look like they might have a bit of an odd man rush here, but because of some sloppiness through the neutral zone, they have to hold up and stay on sides as Compher recovers, basically making it a 3-on-3 situation. Nothing really interesting about this play. The puck just eventually comes to Hartman, who kind of slap passes it. It looks like, honestly, he's just trying to put it towards the near corner. Just some bad luck here. Sam Girard skating right through the high slot. The pass is unexpected, comes right in off of his skate and right past Varley. On the one hand, obviously putting the puck into your own net is never a good thing. On the other hand, man, that's a tough bounce for the Avs. A tough bounce for Sam, but maybe that was exactly what he needed, because he pretty much spent the rest of this game exacting his revenge. His breakouts from that point on were perfect, and they really made Nashville pay. Given the Avs' history with the Preds, the next goal became very important. It's not unusual if the Preds get up by 2 to kind of just run away from the Avs. Thankfully, a minute later, the Preds would take a silly penalty, and you can't really do that against the Avs anymore. A ton of pretty passing by the Avs top unit eventually culminated in this. Alright, first off, Sam has just passed this puck to Mikko, and look at how Mikko skates all the way down the boards here, dragging the Predators box down low with him before sending it back up to Girard. So now you've created some high-low separation here, and Sam has a ton of time and space to work with. While he doesn't really do a ton with this space, it is tiring out the Preds' defense, forcing them to skate hard back up to the points. That, once again, opens up the space for Mikko. Sam heads it back that way. Mikko holds on to the puck, waiting for the Preds to collapse again, finding a perfect seam here to hit McKinnon. From there, McKinnon actually goes with a bit of a change-up shot here. In fact, it might have been intended to be a pass to Landeskog on the back door, but it doesn't end up that way as Rinne sticks his pad out but leaves it off the ice, ricocheting off of him and into the net. You stretch the defense thin on the power play and you're bound to get a good chance. The Avs have been fantastic about doing that recently. And yeah, that goal might have been a bit of a softie, but one each way, fair is fair. Besides, Rinne would more than make up for that one for the Preds throughout the course of this game. He really played fantastically. The rest of the period saw the Preds crank it up a notch and start forcing a ton of turnovers out of the Avs and even taking a too many men penalty. Luckily, the Avs were able to kill that one solidly and escape a period where they were the worst team, but the score is 1-1. The second period was kind of a flipped version of the first. Again, early on, both teams were going back and forth getting good chances, but it was the Avs that looked like the better team, and they would carry that through the entire period. Early on, the Avs would score a goal, but because this is Nashville, and ever since the Duchesne offsides goal that counted, it's pretty much a law that the Avs have to get a goal called off when they play them. Ian Cole lets a half slap shot go with Alex Kerfoot and Gabe Bourque in front. You're going to see Gabe Bourque get his stick up and tip this puck. Pretty clearly a high stick on this one. I don't think there's any doubt there. It was the right call. I don't have any complaints with it, really. It's just weird how this always seems to happen against Nashville. Even with the no goal, though, the Avs feel the momentum swinging into their favor, and they keep pushing here, and it's the Predators that are held back on their heels. Eventually, when you get like that, the top line comes to play. This is another perfect example of what moving your feet in the offensive zone can do for you. Mikko gains the zone and skates into space that he can before having to hold up, while Landeskog just burns right down the middle of the ice towards the front of the net. This drags the Predators players into the zone, and you're going to see MacKinnon just sneak in from the far side point up high into the high slot area, while everyone on the Preds is caught puck watching or on Landeskog. MacKinnon picks up the puck up high, skates a step or two more to find a shooting lane off into the circle, and then rips a ridiculously good shot off of the far post and into the net. Here's a second look at first MacKinnon's patience to wait for a shooting lane to appear, and then how good of an angle this shot is. Look at how little he has to shoot at here to make this puck hit the net, and he just hits it perfectly. MacKinnon's 17th goal of the season, which is a fun number that gets even funner when you learn that Mikko Rantanen has assisted on every single one of those goals. It's almost freaky at this point. MacKinnon actually had 2 or 3 other great chances for the hat trick in this game, but he didn't score them, and you better believe Rantanen hadn't touched the puck before that. Rantanen also hits the 40-point mark, the first player to do so, leading the league easily. The player in second, 3 points behind, is Nathan MacKinnon. The first non-Av on that list is Connor McDavid at 33 points. Rantanen has a 7-point lead on him. He's got a real shot to win that title this year. The Avs take their first lead of the game and keep pressing, but Nashville's luck comes back into play once again. The Avs hit the post, up to 15 on the season. And even with some of their key injuries, Nashville is still a very good team, and they make you pay for your mistakes. Even in one of the best periods the Avs have had in Nashville in years, they still make a few mistakes, and Nashville takes advantage. Nashville on the breakout makes a nice stretch pass here and a nice little touch play just before the blue line gets it to Forsberg to gain the zone with speed. From here, you're going to see a couple things. 1, Colin Wilson puck watching. 2, Patrick Nemeth's gap. He ends up being in no man's land a little bit. Not far enough away to really defend the pass, not close enough to play the man. You're going to see Wilson get totally beat by Fiala here, and Barbario's not able to come over and cover in time. A perfect tip play, to be fair. Fiala makes it unstoppable for Varley. Some credit where credit is due there. That was a fantastic play by Forsberg and Fiala. The margin for error there was very small, and they pulled it off. You would like to see the Avs defense tighten that up. That's the type of play that you need to stop when it comes to playoff time, but I mean, sometimes you just get scored on. That goal immediately swings things into Nashville's favor, and we see the Avs start to struggle a little bit, including taking a penalty not long after the goal. The PK is solid tonight, though. They managed to get the job done, and then we finally start to see the luck factor swing a little bit back into the Avs' favor. They make a terrible turnover in the defensive zone, but the Preds ring the post to even up the post count 1-1 in this game. The puck would also start bouncing on the Preds quite a lot, and a couple of chances would go by the wayside as it skipped over sticks when the Preds had wide open nets. With the bounces going their way, the Avs would look better through the rest of the second period, and it was easily their best period of the game. Unfortunately, right at the buzzer of the end of the second, Compher would take a slashing penalty, so they would have to deal with that at the start of the third. The Avs special teams remained on point in the third, easily killing that penalty, and then some good play from the Avs draws a power play back the other way. And I don't know how long this is going to last, but having the best power play in the league sure is fun. This is your basic second unit, hard-working, classic type power play here. Soderberg collects a rebound that Rinne gave up, working hard to get the puck to the corner, where Compher and Jost play a little pitch and catch with it to keep the play moving. Jost getting back out up high is going to feed it back to Compher, and then you have the oldest play in the book, just a little bit of give and go. After the defender turns to face Compher, Jost swoops in around behind to get the feed from him. Compher plays this pass perfectly, leading Jost right into the circle here. Jost snaps off a wrister, and it's a perfect shot to beat Rinne clean. Production from both PP units, and the Avs are perfect on special teams tonight. 2 for 2 on the power play and 3 for 3 on the penalty kill. That is how you win road games. And the Avs as a whole now sit at over 32% success rate on the power play, which is absolutely absurd. And who gets the points on this go-ahead third period goal? Tyson Jost scoring, JT Compher assisting, and Carl Soderberg with the secondary. It's the depth that puts the Avs over the top. Carl Soderberg Soderbergh continues to just trudge along doing his things. While at times he may not be as flashy as the young kids, he gets the job done. He doesn't matter who you put him with, whether it's Calvert and Nieto or Comfer, Jostin, Kerfoot on the power play. He does work. While lineups usually call him a 3C, he's probably more of the 2C on this team right now based on his playing time, but he's on a 55-point pace, and that is just fine for a 2C. So the Avs take the lead with 15 minutes to play, and the rest of this game was entirely horrifying. The Avs go full ultra mega turtle on this one, ended up getting outshot 20-7 in the third period. Not good. And some of that is the Preds being a very good team and forcing the Avs to get stuck in their own zone, but still, the Avs let it happen, sagging back to them to an extent as well. It's basically like the Avs were in the red zone, and then they pitched the ball to Varley 4 times and asked him to get him to the end zone. And he did. Varley held the fort extremely well, including multiple times when the Avs just could not clear the puck to save their lives. When it got down to crunch time, Nashville pulled their goalie, and I think they had a shift where they spent basically 2 minutes straight in the Avalanche zone just firing off shots, and Varley stopped everything that would have gone in the net. An absolutely brutal way to finish a game, and not a way that I would bet on often, but this time the Avs get away with it, and they beat the best team in the Western Conference. And while the Predators weren't at full health, and this game could have easily gone either way, I wouldn't say the Avs brought their best game throughout this. Through large parts of the second period they did, but they struggled in the first, and they turtled in the third, and they still managed to win. That's a really good sign. The fact is, there's no team in this league that the Avs can't go toe-to-toe with on any given night. The Avs have set themselves up very well, and the best part is their schedule has not been easy through to this point. They've played way more away games than they have home, and they've had a ton of awkward scheduling things like 4 days off into back-to-backs repeatedly. Right now is really the perfect storm where expectations for the Avs aren't that high, and yet they're still a very good team, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. Speaking of bad scheduling, you better believe the Avs have another back-to-back coming tonight against Pittsburgh. I'm expecting another boring, sludgy game. I'm Rudo3, and shh.